Welcome to a very merry holiday version of It Takes a Family. Pause, go get yourself like a peppermint latte or something.
Eggnog.
Because it's going to be wonderful. This is a podcast that helps take parenting from desperation to hope. And I'm one of your hosts, Andy.
And I am your co-host, Kelly. Once a week, we'll highlight different parenting stories and hear from experts like Molly, who have been in the trenches of parenting, bringing hard lessons learned and insights on how to navigate even the most difficult of family circumstances. In our holiday bonus episode, we have brought back Molly Hughes.
Molly Hughes, welcome back.
Thank you. Y'all, if you did not listen to Molly's episode earlier this season, you need to go back and listen to it. So Molly is a therapist here at Eagle Ranch in the Wing Center. She specializes in family systems, child and family issues. She shared with us the importance of knowing your story.
Yeah.
In one of our very first episodes. So now you're back.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. So thanks for being here.
Well, and I don't know if you guys have teenage boys living in your home, but they oftentimes like to say the OG, meaning like the original. Like the OG is like the best and the original. Original gangsta is what it stands for. So we have the OG because she was in our very first episode.
Right.
And so for real, they should go back and listen to it.
They should.
I have never been called that before.
The OG? That's a good thing. The original gangsta. That makes sense.
There's a first time for everything.
There it is. All right, so we're going to start with a little fun here.
Okay.
We have the holiday Would You Rather edition. Okay. Would you rather your family replace all Christmas music with Kidz Bop covers or have only Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer on repeat for eternity?
Oh, gosh.
Neither's good.
Well, if it's the Kidz Bop thing, then my husband's going to join in and make up his own stuff to it.
Okay.
So I think I would rather do Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Okay, because you don't want your
I don't
husband's...
want to hear it.
I thought this
You
was
don't want
going
his
somewhere
ad-lib.
like, oh, he'll make it good.
Oh, no.
No, he has his own lyrics. It's a whole thing. So I would rather do Grandma.
That feels familiar. What
Sorry,
about you?
Dan. Sorry, Dan. I'm embarrassed. I like Kidz Bop.
I don't hate it.
I'm so not cool. I love Kidz Bop. I love hearing the
am cool.
children sing.
Oh, I love hearing the children. That makes me laugh. All right, would you rather have to host Christmas dinner with no heat or attend a family gathering where everyone has just a touch of food poisoning?
Who came up with these?
No heat.
No, I mean,
I
Not
don't
even,
want food
not even
poisoning.
hesitate.
No.
Yeah.
there's a
there a-
Nelson family story with just a touch of food poisoning at a Thanksgiving, and I know.
There's no such thing as a touch.
Right,
of food poisoning.
right, yeah. It's the no heat, particularly we had little kids at the time, and they're just yeah. We revisited all of that Thanksgiving dinner. Would you rather have a full-blown food fight with your family at the holidays, or have no conversations and cold shoulders?
Oh, man. That's a hard one.
I mean, for me, it's full blown. Let's fight it. Let's throw all the food. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I hate cold shoulder. I hate that.
You don't want the awkwardness and cold shoulders. You'd rather have it on,
No.
like literally
I hate
out
that,
on
like,
the table.
passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I'd rather just throw the beans
Yeah.
and spit it out. So.
You voted for who? Chucking a baguette at somebody.
If I could have everybody's help cleaning up, I'd do the food fight.
Oh,
I didn't think
okay.
about that.
I don't want to be the only one cleaning it up.
Gotcha. So you're
That's
kind
the
of
first
sitting
thing my
there.
head went to was how big of a mess are we talking about?
That's a good mom right there. I'm not even thinking about that.
And then everybody goes in to watch a movie, and you're like, hello.
Yeah, cleaning mashed potatoes off the wall.
Oh,
no,
mashed potatoes.
I don't
off
wanna
the
do that.
wall. Yeah, that cranberry sauce never comes out.
No.
That's why you need a dog. That's why you need a puppy.
I don't know that I've ever been in a full-blown food fight, and now I kind of want to be. Like
Okay.
again, maybe outside, or I don't know. I don't want to do that. But
Maybe
yeah.
at Molly's house where she's going to clean it up.
come to Molly's house and have a food fight.
Up the food fight.
I think I'm with you though. I'd rather have it out on the table than cold shoulders.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
duke it out.
Let's duke it out, literally with mashed potatoes and all that. All right, well that was fun. Thank you guys for joining that. All of these, kind of you do that, but the reality of what we're talking about today is in part like we have these dynamics and we have these things that happen in our family. The holidays are hard. And they're fun. They can be really great and fun, and we have traditions that are wonderful. But also, at times we have like moments that are really, really tough. So, Molly, you're talking to families at this time of year. You've worked with families for a long time. Why do you think holidays bring so much stress to families?
Oh man, well, a lot of busyness. But so you have that. But then you mix in anytime when the holidays come along, anything that is going on in the family typically gets intensified. Okay. So if you've had a pretty good year, if the family's in a pretty good place, you might end up having just a really sweet holiday, right? Yeah. Everything's kind of good, not perfect, but good. Yeah. But a lot of times, and a lot of the people that I've talked to in my own experience, like if it's not been a great year, if there's a lot of tension in the family or conflict in the family, then that same principle applies there too, where it's going to be intensified over the holidays because everybody's tired. There's a lot of, extra things, extra
expectations.
Yes, all of that. So then you're going to have extra anxiety, extra anger, extra conflict. So everything kind of intensifies. And I think we have this idea of what the holidays will look like, and we want it to be that sweet, joyous time.
Right.
But we forget that intensity is coming along with the holiday season. So it's just intense.
This last Christmas was our first Christmas. We lost our father-in-law, a year and a half ago, and my father-in-law and his dad, and like our grief was intensified. Yes. It wasn't even like drama, but just like our grief felt heavier in that moment than it did, 2 weeks prior to that, in part because you're just thinking about those moments that have been really sweet and special that we've had with her dad. And now, certain traditions just are changed. And so some of that around the holidays last year was harder, to your point, like our grief was intensified in that. What about though, like when I think about stress, talk a little bit about like control and stress, because I feel like for me, like there are these moments of like, hey, I really don't, I don't know what to do here. I don't know how to control, like things seem out of control and I don't know what to do.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know how your life would feel out of control,
No, I mean, everything's simple, but
everything's so simple,
right.
Just like mine. Okay, so I think when we're talking about this intensifying thing that happens over the holidays, if we can look at the pressure points that our families have, and every family is unique in that. So if you are looking at your family specifically, or if I'm looking at my family specifically, I know the things that typically are going to make things harder, And so what I want to do is plan ahead for those things, finding the pressure points and then planning ahead for those. So just a few examples. And some of these are my own, and some of these are from people that I've talked to. But I know that one of my kids specifically, and maybe even myself, has a tendency to get very overstimulated with a lot of just extra stuff that we have over the holidays in general, but then even more so then. So I know that about her and myself. So I need to plan ahead for that. That's a pressure point for our family. So I need to plan ahead. She and I are going to need some sensory breaks. We're going to need to be able to step away, take a breath, get some fresh air, splash water on our face, whatever we have to do to kind of bring it back. So all the lights, all the sounds, all the different foods, all the people, all of that is going to trigger her. That's a pressure point for our family. So we're going to plan ahead for that.
Yeah.
then sometimes we have, like, there are some family members that may be a little bit more sensitive to conflict or sensitive to things that are happening around them. That's a pressure point for a family. Then that family needs to plan ahead, like giving that person permission. If you feel yourself getting triggered, if you feel yourself getting upset, if a conversation comes along that is bothering you, it's okay to take a break, to walk away. Just give yourself some space to do that. I'm not going to ask you any questions. Sometimes with teenagers, they might be a little bit ready to, duke it out with anybody of whatever they believe and strongly. And then grandma and grandpa might believe strongly on the opposite end. And I know that if I know that's a pressure point for my family, then I want to prepare them like, hey, we don't have to do that. You can get up and walk away. I'm not going to ask any questions. Yeah. So just finding, as a family, everybody's very unique. Right. What are those specific pressure points that you have, and how can you plan ahead for those and be ready for them, because they are coming, and if we're prepared for them, we can deal with them a lot better as a family.
That's good.
That's really good. So part of the thing that I see happen, maybe social media has played into this, but I think it's kind of always been true. Particularly Christmas has this like sort of picture perfect, even like here, like we have our beautiful Christmas tree and yes. I'm wearing a sweater that's amazing. And I like that like we sort of have this like vision in our mind of what it should be. We're all going to sit around and we're going to hold hands and drink hot chocolate, and you're wearing your elf pants. I like just we're gonna make snow angels, and like what's the line?
We're gonna do that.
He has it on the Etch a Sketch, and then we'll snuggle, right? Like so.
This is me, because I get this like do you get... I genuinely want to do those things, and I think how fun they would be, and then I get like halfway into it, and I'm like, what was I thinking? I'm just stressing myself out and being mean to my family. And it's like, well, what's the point of that?
So why does Kelly seem so invested in creating a picture-perfect Christmas season?
Please help me, Molly.
Well, I'm not going to tell you why you specifically do, but there's a lot of reasons. All behavior makes sense. So if somebody really, really, really wants that holiday to be special, there's a reason behind that, right? And sometimes
my mom made it special for me.
Okay. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's that was the only time in a family when everybody got along, or at least kept the peace. And so they may want to replicate that, because that goodness was the only time our family could get along. So let's do that. Let's make it feel that way again. The social media pressure. Gosh, moms today. I'm saying moms. There's dads that are the same and want to make it perfect and all of that. And it kind of falls to the ladies a lot of times to make that magic happen. Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons why we do that. And so one of the things that we have to really focus in on is not overdoing it, not going overboard with all of those things, because we will wear ourselves out. If we're, like you said, midway through, you're like, why am I doing this? And then we feel like we're just barely surviving the holiday versus enjoying it.
Yeah, sure.
So one of the things that I think of with this, and something that I've had to kind of wrestle with and think through, is control, because I'm a recovering control freak. I will always and forever be fighting that need to control everything around me, because it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we can do, and this is really, really, really important around the holidays, is to look at what can I control and what can't I control. So are y'all game for a little exercise?
We are.
Not sit-ups or anything, but just a little like therapy exercise.
I think I might rather do sit-ups, but go ahead.
Bring it.
We'll
okay.
talk.
So this, to me, I have seen this done over and over again. I don't know exactly where it came from, but Dr. John Gottman, one of the top marriage researchers, calls it the Bagel Method. Okay. So if we were to have
bagels are delicious,
or donuts.
I'm sorry, focus.
I like both of them. All the circle breads, I'm a fan of. Keep going.
All the circle breads. So if we were to draw that on a whiteboard or on a piece of paper, the middle circle is going to be what I can control, and the outer circle is what I can't control.
Okay.
So let's think about, and we won't be specific to our own families because a lot of people will hear this.
Right.
But let's think about Christmas dinner.
Okay.
Okay. All the families around.
Mm-hmm.
What are the things in that very inner circle that you can control?
Yeah. I can control what I say.
Okay.
So
Very good.
how I respond to a question, I can control that. What can you control?
I can control that I will get a good night's sleep the night before.
Yes.
Because if I don't sleep, all the wheels fall off. Or if I'm pushing too hard and I don't get enough sleep, then making sure I get a good night's sleep the night before so I can
That's pretty good.
control my words.
rested.
Yeah, and other things.
Anything else you can control?
Yeah, I mean, I can control what dish we bring. Although sometimes you can't. Right? Sometimes you get identified what you're going to bring. Yeah, I can control my attitude. I can control my children. No, I can't control my children. Oh, that's the opposite one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. What you realize is there's not a ton you can control.
There's very little you can control.
That's why that's that smaller circle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know, like, for me, with our girls being older now, they have boyfriends and fiancés, so now there's other families. So even just, like, trying to get a date, a time, like, I'm thinking Thanksgiving, like, when are we having, is it at 1 o'clock? Is it at 4 o'clock? I don't know. What so-and-so, so, just really genuinely getting okay with, like, hey, we're gonna say 4. And if you can be here, great. And if not, like, we're here all weekend, and just take the pressure off everybody. So I'll let you know how that goes because I'm still working through it.
Yeah. So that inner circle is really small when you really start thinking about it. So everything else falls in the outer circle. But if we can name some of the things maybe that we've tried to control, or we may be planning to try to control, that would fit in that outside circle. So what are some of those things? Andy, you already said one.
What did I say?
You can't control your kids' behavior.
Yeah. Particularly, like, I do think about, like, around the table. I think about, like, when my kids were little, and like, what were they going to say? What were they going to do? Like, this turkey's gross. And you're like, don't say the turkey's gross, right? Like, you can't control how a kid is going to react at the table. Right. And so, like, it goes back to that perfect picture. We're all going to sit around, and it's going to be so nice. And, like, 12 seconds later, they're done with food. Like, can we watch TV? And you're like, no, sit. Look.
Yes. Right.
So, yeah, certainly kids, you can't control. And you
can try.
Yeah. I mean, you can't control other people in the room's behavior and what they're going to say or what they're going to bring up or what so the person that's going to come and throw out a political landmine bomb, whatever word I'm trying to think of, like, that you can't control it. You can control how you respond to it, but not when they ask the question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. What do you think, Kelly? What are some things that you can't control?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just always boils down to the different people and personalities. And if so-and-so's coming and so-and-so's coming, it's like, oh, gosh, are they going to, not be having a wonderful Christmas time? So
you can't control how people respond, like, not just respond, but feel about the holiday. Like, I think for me, what that need and that want to have this, like, beautiful Norman Rockwell.
You want everybody to be
Christmas,
happy.
You want them all to be happy. But I can't control if my kids are disappointed by, they didn't have the dream day they were expecting, and now
the dream
we're
gift
sitting at dinner, and
Yeah.
I can't control if they're disappointed. I can't fix it. I can listen to it, but so we can't control other people's enjoyment of the holiday, even if we want to, even if we want to make it this thing. And then you got these two over here, knuckleheads fighting and all this stuff. And so there's a lot that we can't control. And if we can look at that ahead of time, like literally go home and do that with your spouse, or do that as the parent in the home or the guardian in the home, like do that. Maybe even take a picture of it and remind yourself, like as an event is approaching, what can I control? What can't I control? And it kind of goes back to those pressure points in the family. What can I plan ahead for? Like really, again, it's that planning ahead, thinking ahead of, and being really acknowledging what we can do and what we can't do.
Yeah. One of the things
letting go.
That's been helpful for me is I'm going to bring a football. And if nothing else, I have bring a jacket and a football, because when we're all inside the house and it starts to get small, we're gonna go outside. We're gonna throw the football, and it's been a
so
really
good.
helpful thing for us. Like, do we have something to throw that we can just be outside? Because
get some fresh air.
I think sometimes getting in a house, and if there's all these different family members coming in, and there's any sort of level of tension, like, yes, let's go throw a football. And the kids have fun, and turns out I have fun too.
And Emily is left with the rest.
No, Emily's right there. She's running routes.
She's running routes. She runs off into the woods and doesn't come back.
Don't go that long, Em. Come back. Come back. I mean, I think knowing, hey, we're gonna go outside is a good thing, and we're gonna throw the football, and it with kids, that's been a helpful thing for us.
Yeah.
I know. Like for me, one of the pressure points, not specific to Thanksgiving dinner, but just in general, is just the financial pressure. You know, like, so we're a blended family, 3 girls, and it's like, you know, setting budgets for what we're going to spend and letting the girls know, and then having like mom guilt and like, oh, but is she getting more at her dad's? Yes, you know, and, you know, just all the weird things that happen with that. But I thought it was so sweet. I remember one year we I think it was at Thanksgiving dinner, we sat down with the girls and asked them, like, what are your 3 favorite Christmas memories that you have of our Christmases? And none of it had to do with gifts.
Yes.
Like one year, we did like almost like not a white elephant, but we drew names and we each made something. Like if I pulled my stepdaughter's name and I made her a pillow, and and that was like one of their favorite memories. And then another one was like cooking with Dad, because he has this tradition of cooking these sausage balls and things. And so that just did my heart so good, just to remind me, like, they don't care if the budget's $100 or what. What they care about were these other things that weren't money related. So I thought that would be like, just to sit down with your kids and ask them what their favorite memories are. It's usually not presents.
Right.
Thank God, you know.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes the biggest gift you can give somebody in your family is releasing them from the need to give you a gift. Yes. So one of the things, because we have a lot of kids and a lot of, you know, spouse, fiance, different people now, like I told them a few years ago, because they used to get everybody got something for everybody, and we started drawing the names and releasing that guilt of like, and putting a limit, you know, a price limit on it. And you know, like gift giving is kind of a social contract. Like I give you a gift, and I like, even if I don't expect you to give me a gift, now you feel guilty because I gave you a gift. Now you have to give me a gift.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, and it goes on and on and on. And if we can release the people in our life from doing that, that's one way to kind of lessen that intensity, because there's so much extra at the holiday stuff. And if we can sit down, have a conversation, and really, again, plan ahead. This is a pressure point in the family. How can we do that? That is so good, Kelly. That's awesome.
We did like a box of candy, like, system one time, and it was like this like fun game where like you brought the number of boxes of candies for the number of kids you had, and so they all like went in a box, and then you pick numbers, and so then like this cousin gets to go up and get the one that he wants, and like, oh, I got the M&Ms, and then this.
Do you have any like crap candy in there?
No, this is a family podcast.
I'm sorry.
Easy with our language, Kelly.
Sorry.
Gracious.
Like what would be like the Boston baked beans or something
brought,
nasty?
Like raisinets. Like I mean,
those are good.
We got like candy that you like got the candy almost like the kids wanted. Like they got to pick one. Then they were a little disappointed. Like I wanted those gummy nerds.
Yeah.
But
everybody wants a gummy
It ended up
nerds.
being same to your point. Like it cost us $6 to do like gifts for all the cousins.
That's awesome.
You know, like
and they had fun doing it,
and everybody had a blast. And there's 27 cousins. You know, it's like
yes,
well,
right.
That was going to be a big number if you spend $10 each. So it was that was one of those ways that we were creative and fun. So
I wanted to ask. I know because we're running on time here. Molly, you see a lot of folks this time of year, and like just what are some of the things that you're seeing families struggle with as the holidays approach, and what words of encouragement or help might you have?
Yeah, I think as I was thinking through this, one of the biggest things that I'm seeing right now, and for the last few years, is just struggling with boundaries in general, not even during the holidays, of like trying to set expectations. There's a lot of people who want to make everybody happy, all of that stuff. And boundaries are hard anyway. But then when you add in the holiday, boundaries get blurred so easily. There are more expectations on people, on extended family gatherings, things like that. A lot of times people will be working really, really, really hard on being very clear and concise with their families. And then the holidays come, it's like, oh gosh, now we have to pretend like everything's okay. And we have to hurry up this therapy and get it fixed so that we can all be together at Thanksgiving. And it's like, you can't rush this. It's not going to get better right away, but really being able to talk through that. So I know that a lot of times you can have somebody that's a well-meaning person, very reasonable, and then they get super territorial around the holidays.
We don't know anyone like that. I don't know what you're talking about. So
doesn't feel familiar.
I think it might be me. No.
Yeah, well, there's those expectations like, hey, we've always done it this way,
Yes.
and so I expect you to be here.
Yes,
and you might have a family and 3 kids, and you're over here trying to create your own rhythm of holiday, but this person here, I mean, it gets complicated, and the older our kids get, the more complicated it gets.
Well, both of you guys I'm thinking about both of you guys like navigating adult children and their spouses, fiancés, boyfriends. Like now you have X number of families that you're having to navigate all this with. And if you hold to, we are having the Christmas we've always had, you might find yourself disappointed.
Well. Yeah.
It's hard. But it's real. Like we want to continue with our traditions.
Yeah.
So there has to be some flexibility, and there also has to be some ability to just say like, hey, this is when we're doing it. If you're here, like you said, if you're here, great. If not, we're here all weekend. Like to be able to flex with it too, but then also to not be held captive by everybody else's family schedules before you can plan.
Like no one knows. No one's making a plan.
Yes.
So it's like somebody's got to put a stake in the ground somewhere, But I think too, it's like, and then really, like genuinely being okay with that.
Right.
Like it's okay.
And not passive aggressively being like, gosh, we really missed you.
We're blessed. Yeah, we're blessed. We have,
You really missed out, and then the person being like, oh, I know that's a dig, right?
Right.
And then sometimes, like you said, you have to kind of put your stake in the ground. A lot of times people will like just bury their head in the sand and be like, it'll all work out. I don't want to stir up conflict. Yeah. I'm just going to, let it be, and I'm not going to tell anybody where I'm going to be, which then it's not fair to you. Because there's going to be expectations on you, and it's not fair to the other person. So communication. If I could say it 10 more times, I'd say it 10 more times. Like,
you can. It would be a little annoying.
It would be very annoying. But we have to talk about it. We have to talk about, I think, as our families that we live in the home with, like, then we have our extended families, even if that's including our kids that have moved out. We have to decide as a family what's important, where are we going to be, when are we going to be there, and as an introvert, my favorite answer or question, what time are we leaving?
You decide that in advance?
In advance. Where are we going? When will we be there, and when will we be leaving? Because in families, a lot of times the extrovert and the introvert marry one another, and this one person's like, I've been done for an hour.
Huh.
And this other, Andy, you don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
You take 2 cars sometimes?
This feels brand new.
Gosh. Maybe you take 2 cars. I don't know. But you have to make those decisions together before you then plan with your extended family, because we need to be aligned. Like, we need to be getting along with each other, the ones who live in the same home first, because you got to go home with that person, right? Or those people. And so everybody else, like, we can communicate that together as a family. Like, hey, this is when we will be there. This is when we will be leaving. And then that kind of takes the pressure off of, you're sitting there looking at your watch going, oh my gosh, I'm so ready to go. But if it's 7:45 and we said we're leaving at 8, I'm like, okay, good.
Right.
We'll be leaving soon. And I think that really just kind of helps us to have that communication, and then telling other people what we're planning to do. And then that poor territorial person, they will come back. Mm-hmm. January 2nd will come. Yeah. The holidays will be over. And the more we do a better job of handling boundaries over the holidays with clear, concise, kind communication, then that's going to set us up for the next year when it's just a birthday party, or it's just Mother's Day, or things that are a little less, I don't know, weighty. There's the word. We can practice it better, but we have to start somewhere. So the holidays are a really good time to practice boundaries, and it's hard. Wow. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, balancing those hopes and expectations. You've talked about this a little bit, but just kind of like balancing those hopes and expectations. As we wrap, like, how do you do that? And then as we wrap, do you have any other, like, hey, I've got to say this for the people that are listening.
For us.
The 2 people that are listening right now in the room.
The hopes and expectations comes up a lot in just sessions that I'm doing with people. And the more I've thought about it, the more I've worked with people, the more I get to know myself. There is a difference between a hope and an expectation. Mm-hmm. So hopes can be, I hope that we all get along at Christmas dinner. I can expect that at least 2 people are going to be arguing with one another. I can hope that everybody loves the gifts that I got them. I can expect that maybe somebody's going to get disappointed. Right. Like, if we can balance those 2 things, and understand that we can have hope all day long. Like, let's always hope that these wonderful things are going to happen, but also temper that with our expectations of where our family is, how old our kids are, the pressure points in our family, the things that, we're trying to control. Like, we have to hold those expectations as well. And when we can balance those things out, then we're not just hoping and wishing and praying that everything's going to be beautiful, and then be devastated when something doesn't go the way we planned. So we have to balance those 2.
All right. So we have 2 people behind the camera, and they wanted me to ask a question, and it's a really good question, so I'm going to ask it. We're making eyes, and I was trying to figure out how to seamlessly bring it back up.
We won't mention who asked the question.
No, as we were talking about boundaries, like that was really good. What happens when boundaries aren't kept? So, all right. So yes, I can set a boundary, but what happens when that boundary is not kept, or that person sort of plows through said boundary? What advice do you have for that? That's actually our final question.
Okay.
Unless they decide they have another question.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have to remember with boundaries.
It's our fans.
Boundaries are not telling anybody else what they're going to do.
Okay.
It's saying what I'm going to do.
Come on.
Okay? So if the boundary, if there's some conflict in the family and you're worried, like, oh my gosh, I can't control this. Like there could be a knockdown, blowout. Grandpa and Uncle John are going to get into some big argument. I can't tell them not to do that, but I can say, hey, if things get heated this year like they did last year, our family's going to go ahead and leave. Like it's not about telling anybody else what to do, but just saying, this is what I'm going to do in response. Does that make sense?
Yes. So the boundary is not so much about controlling the behavior. You can't control the behavior of the person. You can control, it's the inside of the donut. It's the donut hole that I'm dealing with here, that I'm setting the boundary for me, not for that other person. And if they don't keep it, then I just have to follow through.
Yes.
I have to leave.
You
in
do.
Your example,
You
if
have to leave.
Grandpa and Uncle start arguing, I've got to get in the car.
So if that is the case, then is it true that no one can break your boundary? Like we're talking about.
If the boundary gets plowed over,
okay,
that's a different way of looking at boundaries. Like trying to control somebody else, then of course they can plow over the boundary.
Gotcha.
But if the boundary is it's what I do, then I'm letting you plow over my boundary by not following through.
Right.
Right? So
Okay.
I have to be the one that breaks that boundary. I may decide like, okay, I said I was going to leave and now I don't think I have it in me to leave. Somebody's going to get mad at me. Then we're plowing over our
You're
own
making your own
boundary.
choice to.
Yeah. Or we're making our own choice because we maybe don't have it in us to really put that stake in the ground. But if we said we're going to do it, then it's helpful if we follow through.
Yeah.
Because then we're showing ourselves that we can do it.
Yes.
And we're teaching other people how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about our boundary.
Yeah.
Because if we just say, I'm going to leave, and then we don't leave, then what is that teaching us about, like, ourselves and our own self-respect?
It's like
and
integrity, your own integrity.
Yeah.
All right, Abby, Christine, really good question. You
Yes. Great question.
So I just, I'm sitting here thinking like, well, now we're going to have Molly back for the boundaries episode, season 2 on the boundaries episode. I just like, there's other places to go, but I think that's such a good primer for the boundary is about you, not about the person. Anytime we're trying to control the other person, it's a losing game.
Right.
But I can do what I can do, and so here it is. So that's really
Molly,
to do.
thank you.
Molly.
You are so
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Yes. Okay. So, thanks to Molly for joining us on this holiday episode. That's just fun to say, the holiday episode. We really appreciate you and that you would take the time to share your wisdom with us today, Molly. Mm-hmm. And we just want to thank everyone who tuned in today. And we really hope this was helpful. If there was a question we didn't get to, send it our way. And we'll go track down Molly and try to get you an answer. Our own personal therapist for the holiday season. So we hope this episode was encouraging to you and gave you valuable insights that you can use. And we just hope everyone has a great, I was going to say expectation-free, but that's not right, holiday season. But how do we
Boundary-full.
Boundary-full.
We hope you have a Merry
Expectation-rich.
Christmas.
Yeah, we do.
Have
We do. And
have a
just,
great Christmas with your family.
all right. Thanks, y'all.
All right, thanks.